Here we go. Welcome back to the Easy Breezy Boss Life podcast. I am so glad you're here. If you are trying to juggle a million things while running your business, this episode is one you should not miss. So let's talk about why building a small team is not just a nice to have, but an absolute game changer for solo business owners like yourself. Let's kick things off by acknowledging the reality of being a solo entrepreneur. You wake up with all these ambitious plans. You have your coffee in hand, or maybe your second cup of coffee in hand, ready to conquer the day. But then as the hours roll by, you find yourself drowning in tasks that don't seem to move the needle on your big vision. Does this sound familiar? I remember very specifically when I first started my journey, I was determined to do everything by myself. I believed that I had to handle it all to make my business a success. But what I found was that my energy was being sapped by small battles, those daily mundane tasks, repetitive tasks that stole my focus and my enthusiasm for my business. I was spending hours upon hours on things like email management, creating graphics for social media, which I sucked at, and waiting for my video content to process and uploading stuff on Google Drive. I was spending hours and hours doing those. Do you know that feeling when you're waiting for something online and it feels like you've aged 10 years? That was so like me. That was me. I aged years waiting and doing things that were small tasks that could have been done by an assistant or a team member. But no, in very good old-fashioned Lisa, I did it myself. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Some fights aren't worth your time. There are just some fights that you should not fight. The more I fought these small battles, doing these small tasks, the less energy I had for the things that truly mattered, which are my vision, my dreams, and the way I would want my business to grow. So I made a choice, finally, to start leaving those small fights for my team. So I had to make a choice. I could fight with my inbox every single day and every single hour, keeping it clean and organized. Or I could focus on building something amazing with 8.8, which is my virtual assistant business. And let's face it, running a business alone can be very lonely. It can be an overwhelming experience because you have the vision, you have a dream and a destination you want to reach, but without the right support, you might find yourself spinning your wheels instead of moving forward. How do you break that cycle? Now, this is where building a small team, building a small team comes into play. Hiring a virtual assistant, start with one, and then gradually increase the number. Hiring virtual assistants isn't just about offloading tasks. It's about freeing up your time and your mental energy to focus on your strategic growth. Think about it. What if you could hand off those daily small battles to someone who specializes in those areas? You could finally get back to what you love most about your business, like creating that epic content your audience has been waiting for and recording the podcast that you've fallen behind on schedule. And when you've completed these small tasks, you can finally relax. You can binge watch your favorite show on Netflix without feeling guilty about the work piling up as you're relaxing. So you might be thinking right now, well, Lisa, that sounds great, but how do I even find the right people? My answer to that question is that you need to start identifying the tasks that are eating up your time. This is actually a first question I would ask to anyone who's even thinking about hiring a virtual assistant. Do you know the exact tasks that you will be assigning? So you need to identify the tasks that you are doing yourself that is eating up your time. Make a list of everything you do in a week and highlight the tasks that's draining your energy. Okay? Which of those tasks can you delegate? Maybe it's social media management. Maybe it's creating graphics. Maybe it's editing videos. Maybe it's handling customer inquiries or responding to emails. And even those never-ending follow-ups that feel like they require a superhero to tackle. Those are the tasks that may be draining your energy, and those should fall on the list of tasks that you can then delegate to the virtual assistant that you will hire. Once you know what to assign, once you have a clearer picture of what you want to delegate, you can then begin searching for the right team member because there are countless platforms where you can find skilled virtual assistants. Websites like Upwork, Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph, or even dedicated virtual assistant agencies. They can connect you with talented individuals who can help you. But just be cautious because this isn't like swiping right on a dating app. You want someone whose skills actually align with your specific needs. And you want to have a team member who also shares your vision and your values. Because trust me, you do not want to hire a VA who thinks that deadline is just a suggestion.
Oh, and in case you haven't heard, whenever we get a new subscriber, our team throws a dance party. So click that button like right now. Okay, back to business.
Now, when you're interviewing potential virtual assistants, don't just focus on their skills. Ask them about their experiences and how they can support your goals. In fact, asking situational questions would even help. This is your chance to gauge whether they'll fit in your business culture or not. After all, you want someone who feels like an extension of your team and not just a hired hand. So let's take a step back for a moment. Hiring a virtual assistant, it can be a big leap. I must admit, it is, especially if it's your first time hiring a virtual assistant. And it's natural to have fears and hesitations as you're doing it. Will they understand my business? Will the virtual assistant be someone I can trust with important tasks? And what if they don't deliver what I expect? All of these are valid questions. They are valid concerns. I completely get it because I have been there. The fear of handing over the reins can feel paralyzing even, especially when you've been doing everything yourself for so long. But here's the truth. Growth for your business often requires a bit of risk. You might stumble at first, but that's part of the process. And remember, some fights are just not worth your time, and this is one of them. I once read a quote online on social media that resonated with me so deeply. It said, "The day I gave up on small fights is the day I started becoming successful." It is so true. When you choose to fight for your bigger vision and you let go of the smaller battles, you open up space for real progress. It's like when you stop arguing about the best pizza toppings and just decide to enjoy the pizza. Suddenly, life is a lot better. So let's circle back to the idea of teamwork. Imagine what it would feel like to hand off those tedious tasks to someone else. What could you accomplish with that newfound time? Perhaps it's diving deeper into your core projects or exploring new ideas or even just taking a well-deserved break, because why not? Now, I cannot emphasize enough the freedom that comes with delegation. It's not about losing control. It is completely not about that. It is actually about gaining clarity and focus. You will start to see your business in a new light when you let go of small fights and redirect your valuable energy towards the bigger picture, towards fulfilling your dreams. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a couple of final thoughts. The first one is to remember that it is totally okay to ask for help. Building a team doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are smart and you're strategic and you work smart. The second one is do not rush the process. Take your time to find the right fit, to find the right virtual assistant that fits your needs in your business. You might have to hire one or two or test them out a little bit before you hire them long term, but that is all part of the process. Do not rush it. Get to know your virtual assistant too. And you can learn how to collaborate better with each other. That is, again, part of the process. Do not rush it. Because my friend, keep in mind that you are not alone in this journey. So many business owners are feeling the weight of their daily battles, just like you, just like me back then. But by sharing your story and your experiences, you can inspire others to take the leap into building their teams and conquering their battles too. I hope you found today's episode helpful and motivating. If you're ready to stop fighting in small battles and start focusing on what truly matters, I encourage you to take that first step toward building your team. Whether it's hiring a virtual assistant already or simply just making a list of the things that are eating up your time, start there. Thanks again for joining me today on the Easy Breezy Boss Life podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message, because I know for sure there is at least one friend out there whom you know is giving it her all to build and grow her business. She might just need this extra bit of support and thoughtfulness from you. So you're welcome. You can use my podcast episode to show your future multimillionaire business owner friend that you care. Until next time, stay inspired and keep fighting for your dreams. You also want to watch this next video if you want to delegate like a boss. So I will see you there.